Well, hello everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It's good to see all of you. Welcome to another episode of Walking to the Mall. I'm looking really dark right now because I got the sun behind me. And that was not very good planning. This is why Marisa helps me out and helps me to look good. So maybe we'll do this instead, and that way you can see me even though I'm squinting a little bit, huh? So yeah, so thank you for watching and for joining in, and welcome to another episode of Walking to the Mall. I just wanted to start off like I did last week and thank everybody for watching, and it's awesome that you would join me for just a few minutes. And also want to thank all of you who share the videos, and I'm grateful that you find that there's something here that's worthy of sharing and worthy of spreading, and I think that's awesome. So thank you so much for that. Also want to give a special shout out to everybody who ends up commenting on the videos. I love to hear and read your comments, and if you find that there's anything good here, love to know about that. And if you are willing to share your own experiences or your own thoughts or make your own additions, man, that only just adds to the conversation. And I love that. So I just want to thank all of you who do comment on these videos. Yeah. So tonight I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you about believing in yourself, because this is something that I know from my own experience that a lot of us can struggle with, is the whole idea of believing in ourselves. And lots of times we end up we have a lot of difficulty with that because we've had our own experiences and our own things in life that have caused us to lack that sense of confidence and that sense of believing in oneself. And sometimes we even wonder if it's okay if we believe in ourselves. And I want to tell you tonight that it's more than okay for you to believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself. There's this story in the Bible of Jesus going and calling his disciples, and he comes upon a couple of fishermen, James and John. They're just young men, and Jesus finds them at their job fishing. And so he says to them, "Come and follow me." And the Bible tells us that immediately they left everything, including the family business, and they left all of that behind in order to follow Jesus. And when I read that, I'm always kind of like, wow, that seems kind of strange to me and kind of out there that these guys at the drop of a hat at the moment of this invitation would just simply leave everything behind, including their family business, in order to follow this man Jesus, who invites them to follow him. And there's got to be something to that. Well, here it is. See, in the Jewish culture, at a very young age, kids would start going to Jewish school in order to learn about their faith and to learn about the scriptures. And at a young age, they would start off by going to a school where they would learn all about the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible. And they would, by the end of it, they would memorize, have it all memorized and learn all about it. And at the end of that time, depending on how well they had done, they would be invited to go to the next level. And if they were deemed, not to have excelled, not to have learned everything, or not to have memorized the first 5 books of the Bible, then they wouldn't be allowed to go on to the next level, and they would be told to, essentially to go home and to work in their family business. But for those who were able to make the cut, they would go on to the second level, where they would learn all about the rest of the Jewish scriptures, and they would memorize the rest of the Jewish scriptures. Think of that. Memorize all of the Jewish scriptures, all of the Old Testament. And for those who completed that, they would have the opportunity to move on. For those who didn't, they would be told, hey, you've done awesome, you've learned all about the scriptures, you've memorized much of the Jewish scriptures, but now it's time for you to go home, learn the family business. And they were essentially told that they didn't have what it takes in order to move on to the next level. So then what happens is, for those who had passed those 2 levels, if they wanted to, they could apply to become a disciple of one of the rabbis, which is to say one of the teachers. And so what they would do is they would pick a rabbi whom they wanted to follow, and they would go and they would interview with that rabbi, and the rabbi would ask them all kinds of questions. And what he was looking for was simply this: do I think that this young man has what it takes to be like me and to do what I do? And he would grill him, ask him questions about the scriptures and about the Old Testament and about how they would interpret it and about how they would apply it. And if the rabbi believed, after interviewing this young man, this is a good young guy, but I just don't think he has what it takes, then he would say to that young man, hey, listen, you're a good young man. You obviously love God. You obviously love the scriptures, but I just don't think it's going to work. And so I would encourage you to go home and to get involved in your family business and to build a good life. Now, if after interviewing an applicant, a rabbi looked at a young man and believed, this kid has what it takes. This kid can be like me and he can do what I do and he can be like me, then the rabbi would say to this young man, follow me. So now, you've got James and John, and they're working in the family business. Young men. Why are they working in the family business as young men? Because at some point in their journey, somebody said to them, you guys don't have what it takes. You're not good enough. You don't have enough knowledge, or you don't have enough skill. You just don't have what it takes. Go home and work in the family business. They had been told they weren't good enough. And so here comes this Jewish rabbi, this teacher, this Jesus. He comes along the beach, visits them at their place of work, at their place of employment with the family business, and he says to them, come and follow me. What is Jesus saying to James and John? Jesus is saying to these young men, I believe in you. I believe that you have what it takes to be like me and to do what I do. Come and hang out with me. Come and be with me. Come and follow me, because I'm going to teach you to be like me and to do what I do. So what's my point? The point is this, is that as hard as it is for us to believe it sometimes, I want to encourage you in this tonight that you can believe in yourself. Why? Because God believes in you. Because he believes in you. It's the same Jesus who came to James and John who comes to you and to I, and he looks into our souls, he looks into our hearts, and he says, I believe that you have what it takes to be like me and to do what I do. Come and follow me. Come and be with me. Let's share life together. Why? Because I believe in you. So listen, if God believes in you, and he does, then it's within your right to believe in yourself. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. Ignore every voice that tells you that you can't. Ignore every voice that tells you that you're not good enough. Ignore every voice that tells you that you don't have what it takes. And believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, because God believes in you. My final challenge for this moment here today is simply this, is let yourself be free to believe in yourself. But more than that, this week, why don't you express to somebody else that you believe in them? Somebody in your life, a friend, a family member, if you're a parent, maybe your kids, take a moment to express to them, hey, I believe in you. You are a great person and you've got so much great things inside of you. Call it out, celebrate it. Why not express to somebody else this week that you believe in them? Imagine what kind of blessing that will be to them, because we all know how awesome it feels when somebody expresses to us that they believe in us. So express that belief to someone this week. So in closing, just as I step away here today, I want to encourage you to tune in next week. I'm going to actually start next week, start maybe a series. We'll give that a try where we'll put a handful of weeks together, kind of focusing on the same theme, and we're going to talk about how to overcome sin and or weaknesses that we have in our lives. Everybody has them. I've got several of them. And so if you can identify at least one weakness in your life, one area where you struggle with temptation, I want to encourage you to tune in next week and to give the video a watch. And we're going to start talking about how we can overcome our weaknesses, how we can overcome sin, how we can overcome temptation, so that we can be the very best that we can be in life. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I invite you to give me some comments, hit me up with some of your thoughts, maybe some of your experiences, some of your additions here. Have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye now.